Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do Comic Book Haul Week number 192. That's right, guys, we're getting ever so close to haul number 200. What will 200 have? I have no idea yet, but regardless, it's just a milestone episode that's coming soon. But until then, let's talk about this week's comics that I got at the comic book store. Big week this week, I want to say, for a lot of comic readers. There's a lot of number ones, highly anticipated issues, I thought. And here's the bag this week. So let's see what's inside the bag. All right, so the comics are obviously inside the bag because where else would they go? Doing it in the house today because it's hot outside and it's raining. Bag goes on the floor in the living room. And next, we start with this week's comics. So here we go. All right, so from DC Comics, you probably might get this in your the shop this week. Hopefully, your people put it in your bag. And this was Neon Wolf uh, Werewolf Hunter. And this is obviously printed by DC. It will be on Adult Swim through December 7th through the 11th. And there's actually this comic about it. So, not sure really what it's about, but again, it was for free, so don't turn down free stuff. If I have time, maybe it'll be in the countdown this week. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Next, we go on to DC Comics this week. And the first book that we really do show is Green Arrow issue number 46. Here again, we have Oliver teamed up with Tarantula. And I have not been digging Green Arrow. I know some people like it. Some people in Comic Frontline that I work with obviously are not fans of it either. It's been spotty for other people. Again, I haven't been a huge fan of it, but I'm still reading it because I'm still optimistic that it's going to kind of turn around for me. So this is Green Arrow issue number 46. Let's see where it goes. All right, next, it's like the green team over here. Next, we have from DC Comics, we have Green Lantern issue number 46 as Hal Jordan does battle against Black Hand and Relic steps in the fight. So how are these guys going to all interact? Is Black Hand going to turn Relic into stone again because he's got the powers of the Source Wall? Like, what's going to happen here? I like this Hal Jordan. It's not maybe my favorite, but I do like the direction it's going. And I do like the cast of characters that are in this series right now. Do I want Hal Jordan to come back to the way he was? Yeah, absolutely. But we'll see where this goes. So this is Green Lantern issue number 46. Next, we have a very solid series from DC Comics, probably the best thing that's going for them right now, and that is Batman and Robin Eternal, issue number 5, Birds of a Different Feather. When we read the last issue, you were left with a huge cliffhanger with Tim Drake being obeying to Mother, which is the antagonist in this series. And he's the most highly technological Robin that there is, and he's been compromised. So, and on this cover, it looks like he's doing battle against Grayson. Now, I'm worried about the artwork in this issue. I'm not sure if it's changed. Well, it looks still pretty consistent. So this is one of those things that I've always been worried about with this series and how drastic the artwork is going to change. But it's been very consistent. Looks consistent so far up to this point, even in this issue. And I think issue 5 really started dropping down for a lot of people when it came to Batman Eternal. So I think this story has a much better direction. Check out that facial expression there. So by Bluebird, that's pretty cool. So Batman and Robin Eternal issue number 5 looks to be solid again. All right, next we have a book that I keep wanting to flip around, but this is right. This is the right cover. I keep wanting to do this because the cover is always this way, and but today it's on the bottom because it's got Chewbacca doing battle against the bounty hunter here, and it looks like he's going to be going after Luke Skywalker, trying to rescue him from this Kraken Hut or whatever the hell he was called. I forgot the guy's name, but he's like this big Jabba the Hutt guy. The artwork has been solid by Stuart Immonen, and this book has been solid, and I've been loving Star Wars up until this point. I can't wait to see which issue brings to the table, and I want to see some Chewbacca action here. So this is Star Wars issue number 11. All right. Next, we have the Lonely Valiant book that I do collect, and I read Exo Man of War and back issues. And this is Ninjax issue number 9. Uh, Ninjax issue, I think, was it 6 or 5 or whatever it was a great jumping on point for a lot of readers, and it was a great jumping on point for me. This book continues to be this ninja who is deep undercover, is a spy, and trying to take on the top fighters of the world, but if he, messes with one of them too much, they're pretty much equipped with a bomb that can go off and destroy the whole world or whatever it is. So, really cool artwork, interesting story. You get to see some flashbacks of our main character here, and this is a good book. So this is Ninjak issue number 9. Great cover. All right. Next is another book that is ending very soon. I heard that I think next issue is the last issue. And this is We Stand on Guard. This is issue number 5. I love this book. The only thing though is I feel like there's so much more story to tell, and this is wrapping up very shortly. And I think Brian K. Vaughan is doing a nice job with it, and it's great to see how, Canada and the United States are doing battle. It's great to see what this war is over, and the technology that is used, and the hostage situations, and the prisoners of war, the techniques that they use. Like, it's a really interesting book. I just don't know how it's going to end in the next 2 issues, but it's a great read. And this is We Stand on Guard, issue number 5. Next is a book that was very popular in the very first issue. A lot of buzz, a lot of people were talking about it. That was Paper Girls issue 1. Well, we have it. Paper Girls issue number 2 is out. Awesome cover, as you get to see Mackenzie, who's one of the main characters in here, who's got a Walkman on. That's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But in the last issue, we got to see them. What looks like maybe they time traveled or went to a different dimension or another universe, and it looks like they found an Apple product at the end of the issue. So where do they go? Where are they at? I'm not sure, but this is a very 80s driven book, and I love the first issue, and I can't wait to read issue number 2. And again, this is Paper Girls number 2. All right, next is a book that I'm hoping to get a little bit more story out of this time around, and this is Contest of Champions issue number 2. Issue 1, I kind of ranted and raved how I wanted some kind of like interior code for some like items in the game, but I'm sure this was Marvel's way of trying to drive the game too, for some more people to download it. It's a great game. The first book was pretty interesting. I love seeing about the British Punisher. You got to see a little bit back history of Guillotine, which was interesting, but I didn't want that so quick. I wanted more main story. So we'll see where this goes. And this is Contest of Champions issue number 2. Paco Mandina does the artwork in the series, and I must say that it is a wonderfully drawn series and wonderfully colored series as well. All right. Next we go on to, and I can't believe we're already on issue number 3 of this, and this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3. And this time it looks like the Human Torch will be working with one of the Spider-Mans, whether it's Peter Parker or the Prowler Spider-Man, whoever it is. But what Amazing Spider-Man series is not kicked off correctly when you don't have the Human Torch involved in it? Because that's who's on this cover here. So we'll see what this story brings. I thought the second issue wasn't as strong as issue number 1. However, I do like this version of Spider-Man. I like how he's looking after all people. He has a Uncle Ben Foundation. He has all this tech and things like that. But we'll get to see how his supporting cast is going to go, and we're going to see what other villains will be introduced. I still have a feeling that there could be a Sinister Six slowly forming in this series, so we'll see what happens. But this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3. All right. Next has been probably my most favorite Marvel, all new, all different Marvel Now titles, and that is Invincible Iron Man. This is issue number 3. Last issue we got to see Madame Mask in this issue, how she's got some crazy sorcerer-like powers. We get to see Doctor Doom, who has kind of changed for the greater good. And in the next issue, in issue 4, which I can't wait to get to, we get Mary Jane in this series. And it'll be interesting to see what her motives are and what her interactions are going to be with Tony Stark. So can't wait to read this one. Artwork with David Marquez in this series is just absolutely gorgeous. I love it, and again, it's just phenomenal. And all the action scenes and facial expressions have been good. We get to see more armor change, which I'm very looking forward to see. Can't wait to read this book. Great book, Invincible Iron Man, issue number 3. All right, next. Now we dive into the new number ones this week. And how many number ones did you guys get this week? Because I got at least 5 or 6 of them. And if you count that DC book, that's the Neon Joe guy, I guess that's like 7 or 8. I have no idea. But first off, we got Nova issue number 1. So now it looks like we have Sam Alexander and his dad are going to be working together as Novas. How did they get 2 helmets? Because there was only 1 helmet left in the last series. Who knows? I mean, this could be a misleading cover. I'm not sure. The writer on this book is Sean Ryan, and the artist is Corey Smith. If you're looking to see some good artwork in this book, well, it looks like it's going to deliver once again. So nice colors in there, good 2-page spread looking into it briefly. Looking forward to this one. This is Nova issue number 1. All right, next is a book that I was kind of on the fence about. I don't know too much about the character. However, I'm a sucker to give number 1s a try, especially when it comes to Marvel, and this is Hercules issue number 1. I have no idea what this is going to bring to the table. If I look at it for the first time, artwork seems pretty cool. You know, what the story is going to be inside, I have no idea at this point. Is it going to be humorous? Is it going to be serious? Is it going to be funny, light, dark? Who knows? But we got some action at the end of this comic where he looks like he's doing some battle against some shadow-like creature. I have no idea what that's about, but we're going to give it an honest try. This is Hercules issue number 1. All right, next. For a lot of you guys out there, I'm sure you're looking forward to this one. A lot of Deadpool fans out there. This is Deadpool issue number 1. Kind of looks like the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade going on here as he's got this big air balloon going downtown. Very busy cover. Got to really look at the cover to kind of appreciate it as you get to see all his merchandise. He's got the cover of his first, I think it's the last volume that started from All New Marvel now. He's got like a I Talk Forever. It's like a little doll in there. So there's a lot of cool things to look at in these covers, and that's how usually these books are. Jerry Duggan continues the series, so I'll be interested to see what this book has to offer to the table. I open it up though, and it looks pretty interesting. He's in a fight right away, so I'm interested to see what's going to go on here. Artwork looks nice, and yeah, there's something going on here that I'm not too sure, and I don't want to spoil it right now. So we're gonna see what's going on. So Deadpool issue number 1. All right, next we get to another number 1, and this is Vision number 1. Really interesting here. I'm not sure where this is going to go when it comes to Vision, but this might be more of a humanized version of the character or trying to be human. You get to see him open up a door with a family. What is that all about? I don't know, but this looks like a very intriguing story based off of the cover here. So I kind of like want to. This reminds me of like bubblegum. I like want to take it and eat it. I don't know. I'm kind of weird, so whatever. That's Vision issue number 1. All right, next. I guess you can say this is X-Men time, right? Okay. So finally, we get an X-Men book that's released. And this is X-Men issue number 1. This one is written by Jeff Lemire, and the artwork is done by Roberto Ramos, who recently did the last volume of The Amazing Spider-Man. This has been probably one of the more highly anticipated books. Check out the artwork in here. There's magic in there. I like Ramos's art. Some people don't, but I think it's cool. I think he put some crazy facial expressions on the characters. Reminds me and brings me back a little bit to the old days of comics when comics weren't so realistic. I like the way the 90s comics were drawn or the late 80s comics were drawn. He kind of reminds me of that at times. But visually, the book looks good. Can't wait to see what the story really is about. We've seen this in the preview. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So X-Men issue number 1. All right. And last but not least, not only did I get one, but two covers of Uncanny X-Men issue 600. This is the one we've been waiting for. God, I wish they all went back to their original numberings. But I didn't get the regular cover because the regular cover was dumb. I like these covers. These were the action figure variant covers. As you can see on here, this one has Emma Frost on it. And it's great because it's just like a toy. It's like incredible telepathic powers. And it's got the classic 90s Marvel logo on there with how the X-Men used to be in the corner there with Colossus and everybody. And then it even includes a Marvel universe trading card, and you can see it like behind her. So it's really cool. And she's fully dressed. You know, she's got a jacket on, so it's not X-rated. You know, it's PG, PG-13. You know, so cool cover there. And then last but not least, I got another action figure variant cover, and this is, I think it's Young Jean Grey on here, and then say here, powerful telekinetic blast, and there's your Marvel trading card in the back. So see which one you get. So I really love these, and you get to see her. Her name on the side there. So when I saw these at the store, I thought they were gorgeous, and I love the artwork in here. Again, it reminds you of the classic comics, and I had to get these to add this to my overall comic collection. So there you have it, guys. There's the haul for the week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now, guys, tell me the books that you got for this week. Which ones you're most excited to read? Which ones you're least excited to read? And guys, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spiderslayer signing off, and this has been Comic Book Haul week number 192. Take care, fans. See you soon. Bye.